So, welcome back to another Gigguk video reaction. So, I usually don't like doing reactions to other content creators' videos, but I feel like this one is pretty close to the content that we do on my channel. So, you know what? I wanted to check it out, and Gigguk always has bangers. So, this is, of course, Fall 2024 anime in a nutshell. So, I'm watching a few anime this season, not as many as last season, because there haven't been that many anime that caught my interest, but there have been a few really good ones. So, I'm gonna probably pause a lot. That's a disclaimer. I'm gonna probably pause a lot and talk about the anime that I am watching or that I do want to talk about. So yeah, be prepared for a lot of pausing during this, but not nearly as much as in the previous video. But yeah, anyways, let's see what he has to say about any new anime. Maybe we're gonna find one that I want to add to my schedule, but let's see. Anyways, let's go.
Now that we're getting closer to the end of the year, in my opinion so far, 2024 hasn't quite reached the caliber of previous years yet. Not that it's been a bad year for anime by any means, but the last few years it felt like full-on juggernaut years of anime, but fall 2024 could be about to change all that. We've got massive new shows, massive returning shows, hidden gems, more shows anyone could reasonably heap up with.
I think the previous season was
better. Following a summer anime season full of love and romance, we still have our dose of wholesome romances like Blue Box and, what's this?
I'm gonna talk about Blue Box when he talks about it.
Wholesome. Who the hell would get invested in love story?
I saw a trailer for this. This looks fun. Yeah. Of course. I watched Gigguk stream when he was going through the trailers for the entire season, and I saw that he was talking to Sydney about it, and Sydney was like, "Can't. I already read the manga for this." I was like, "Of course you did. This is such a Sydney show."
Oh no. She's hot.
That's good. This is such a great montage. Ah, Uzumaki. We're gonna be talking about Uzumaki. Okay.
Man.
Oh, okay,
don't
that's not
hate
my
it when that happens. Doing what I do,
okay.
maintaining a solid internet connection for me and my team, no matter where we are in the world, is essential. Which is why I am eager to download the Saley app by scanning the QR code on screen or clicking that discount. And with that said, let's get back to this season's anime.
Today's objective.
Well, okay. Seems simple enough.
Oh, I doubt it. I doubt that one. Obstacle. Oh, this one. Ah, it's the mixer one. Yeah. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen,
some anime do be like that.
Finally made it. Canonically straight yaoi. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Is this for the usual fan base? Is this a hit up a whole new demographic? Or as my wife calls it, is this just yaoi for cowards? All I'm saying is, boys, have you ever looked at your bro and thought, damn, I'm straight, but bro's looking good today?
Yeah,
now, if one of your bro still looks like a bro, acted like a bro, talks like a bro, but was actually a girl dressed up as a bro, you ever thought how'd that make you feel? Yeah, me neither. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, sometimes it takes a real woman to be best boy. Someone only gave us a handful of high-profile sequels.
It's like, what was that one? Tomo-chan is a girl, right? Kind of like it.
But there's certainly not a lack of them this time. Bleach is once again continuing one of the biggest comebacks we've seen in anime. For the gamers, we have Shangri-La Frontier and Gun Online 2. There are
I'm not caught up to SAO.
4 isekai are returning, which of course includes the return of Re:Zero after a 4-year-long wait. It has been a hot minute since I last saw this. I gotta check the patch notes quickly. Okay.
Oh yeah, she got
Gigabuff. I tried watching the first episode of this one, then I realized it's been way too long, so I'll probably need a refresher on season 2 first. Needless to say, this is the only time I can see weebs switching to the dub en masse to prevent subtitles covering up Amelia's character development. Blue Lock. Now,
bro, I mean, yeah. Also the dub for Re:Zero, I'm pretty sure has some banger VAs in it. But yeah, either way, Re:Zero is probably currently. Wait, let me think. Let me think before I say this. I think it might be my anime of the season so far. It's very early on, so it's hard to say. Especially for Re:Zero, that's gonna be a double core. But so far, it definitely seems like just like white. What's it called? White Fox. Is that the studio? I feel like I mixed together like Silverlink. I think it's White Fox. They're doing a God's work with Re:Zero season 3. The adaptation has been fantastic so far. Yeah, they've like gone above and beyond with everything. Even the voice acting is incredible, the art, the animation, and the story, of course, is great. So, yeah, I think it's probably my anime of the season so far. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot to go with this one. But yeah, ReZero is a
after
banger.
becoming the top-selling manga of 2023, outselling the likes of Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen,
I've
even
seen this.
goddamn One Piece.
Or I've seen the clips of
the
this.
newest anime really is continuing that legacy, giving us the most faithful adaptation fans would ask for by truly making you feel like you're reading a manga.
Just move! If you guys know it, just move. It's all I want to see some movement.
Dude.
I'm not seeing enough movement.
There's a remake of Ranma, continuing the trend of
resurrecting
old
Ranma
classics
remake,
to the modern day, and this is actually perfect for me because I actually have never watched Ranma before, outside of just a few episodes I watched as a kid, and I barely have any memory of aside from, was there boobs? We have our usual suspects in the fantasy category. Of course, we get another villainous anime. There's Sid from Eminence and Shadow if he wasn't actually OP, except everyone still believed that he is. I think this is what Crunchyroll sees in the mind's eye when someone mentions High Guardian Spice. Guys, I know we like to look down
on that previous one, what was it called? Stories of girls who couldn't be magicians. I don't know if it's good or not, but I saw the trailer for this and it looked absolutely stunning. The animation and the art looked stunning. I don't know if it's good or not though. If anyone's watching it and anyone thinks it's good, let me know, because it, from the trailer alone, it was on my short list of anime that I kind of was interested in watching during this season, but I ended up deciding on like waiting a bit to see if it's gonna end up being good. So yeah, is it good? Is it not? Because it looks really good.
On that trope of having your protagonist buy slaves,
the yapper,
even though he's helping them out by letting the slaves join his party. I can understand how that can be a bit morally grey. So how about this protagonist? A guy who completely flips things on his head. See, he doesn't help slaves by buying them. He's helping out his party members by selling them into slavery.
What?
Wait, is that how it's supposed to work? Hold on.
Wait, what?
2, 3, 4. Where's all the new non-sequel isekai like usual?
Yeah.
Is the era of isekai actually coming to an end?
No!
What's this one about?
Yeah, fair enough.
Even isekai is sick of isekai. Alright, enough
fair
of this
enough,
stuff.
fair enough.
What's the actual new
Dandan,
show this season?
Let's go.
Smells like milk. Kind of looks like milkshake.
Dandan, based on a manga from yet another one of Tatsuki Fujimoto's former assistants. Now, what the hell was this team that he had assembled? A team that has now given us the likes of Chainsaw Man,
Hell's Paradise, Spy Family,
Dandan, and Spy Family.
Yep.
Bro clearly was just on this team vibing in the corner.
True.
Something special must have been happening at that studio to pump out hit after hit after hit, and Dandan looks like it's standing up with the best.
Yeah.
Shonen Jump titles can sometimes feel like they're playing things by the book, following the tried and tested formula. So does Dandan fit that mold? No. I don't even know how to describe the premise.
Very
of
weird,
episode,
especially at the beginning.
It plays out like a fever dream based on an Alex Jones monologue.
Yeah.
Aliens, ghosts, psychic powers, spirit mediums, and then there's this old lady who sees a boy and goes,
Turbo Granny. That's a bit longer waiting to happen.
This anime is anything but by the book, which is why Science Saru
Science Saru have been doing God
studio
work
to adapt it, but you get the sense that they've gotten their dream project. This is the anime studio equivalent of find someone who matches your freak. The animation is oozing with expression and character through every single goddamn frame of this show, even by their normal standards, and they just keep going every new episode. This is the show to be watching this season, and if the weirdness doesn't turn you off, you are in for one amazing ride to come. We got another
anime. So I'm gonna be Dandan. So when it comes to like production values, it's out of this world. It's absolutely insane. Some of the best animation, some of the best voice acting that I've seen in a very, very, very long time. It's absolutely fantastic. The story, especially at the beginning, is pretty weird. You have to get used to it. It's definitely I mean, some people are looking for that kind of weird thing. If you're not looking for it specifically, you can get used to it, but it's gonna take some time. For me, the recent like 2-3 episodes have been my favorites, just because it's kind of toned down a bit, the weirdness, and it became a bit more of a rom-com and a bit more character-based. And I'm enjoying this a lot, like the character-based story that they're kind of doing. The relationships between Okarun and Momo have been a treat to watch. Airi seems like she's gonna be a fun character, a fun addition to the story. So I think that recently the direction that it's going right now, I'm enjoying a lot. Like, I'm really enjoying the direction. Episode 1 was very, very weird. I liked it, but I wasn't completely sure where it's going, and I'm still not completely sure where it's going, the story. But I'm liking the direction that it's heading right now a lot more than I did at the beginning. So I'm excited. It's really, really good. It's really good. It's probably I don't want to say if it's like my second favorite this season, just because it's hard to rank, because there's some anime that I'm enjoying for different reasons. But yeah, it's really good.
The original, let's see what this one's all about.
Oh!
Holy shit, did he just try to... Damn. He does not look like he's in a good place. And the doctors just gave him 2 years to live.
Oh,
well,
is that Negi positive angler?
So this is the story about a man with a terminal illness, huh?
It is.
Oh, okay. So we're doing this now. When I imagine what would be in a
Homura.
cozy fishing anime, I don't normally associate it with a guy failing neck pull-ups, getting cancer, drowning in crippling debt, and getting scammed by the crypto market. Whoa! I can apparently catch anything except a break. But this one's been interesting. For a series with such heavy topics, the vibes have been on point.
Really?
It kind of reminds me of Welcome to the NHK with a fishing twist, and I'm intrigued to see where this series goes.
どうせもう長くは生きていないんで、人がそんな簡単に死んでたまるかよ。
Did he just call terminal illness as a skill issue?
Yeah, he did. True. Just don't die. But yeah, I watched that trailer, or I read the synopsis, and I was like, wait, this sounds really interesting, and it's an anime original. Whenever I see anime original, I'm like, okay, you have my attention. Just because I feel like it's a lot more interesting just seeing where it goes. That's why I think this season isn't as strong as the previous one, is because there's less interesting anime originals. But I saw this, and I was like, wait, this actually sounds like it could be really cool. Then I saw the trailer, and it looked very weird, very happy, very... Also, the animation is very wacky, you know, with the CG fish that looks like really... like they put like a real life texture on it, which I think it's a stylistic choice, but it's very out of place. I did see that Farzo Eye voices in it, and I was like, oh, this kind of sounds interesting. But it was yet again one of the shows that I was like, I'm gonna let it cook and see if it ends up being good or not. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm actually gonna end up picking it up. Maybe I'll see what the consensus is gonna be on it.
Hey, go on, come get your man. Hey, this is my man.
This is your man.
Stop saying it's my man. Bro, come get your man. Why does everyone keep telling me that this is my man? Somehow,
you know why?
It's managed to be regression, incest, and NTR all in one. Going back in time to avoid marrying a guy who secretly wants to bang his sister.
What?
Well, that's the beauty of the regression genre. You can go back to being a 15-year-old to redo your life choices. Let's see who the next man in line is.
Oh no. Oh. 10 years old is ideal for him.
People can really stretch the definition of a hidden gem, but I've seen almost no talk about this show that has piqued my interest like few other anime have. Orb, on the movements of the Earth. It's 15th century Poland, a time when you can get arrested, tortured, burned at the stake simply for researching any heretical beliefs that go against the common sense teaching everyone already knows. God created Earth and thus put it at the center of the universe.
Yes.
Enter Rafał, a genius, logical kid who just wants an easy life with a curious hobby in astronomy. He's going to study theology for an easy life path to further appreciate the teachings of God, until, by chance, he meets a convicted heretic who blackmails him and gives him something so awful, so dangerous, it could get him killed. An idea. What if the Earth wasn't the center of the universe? The stars didn't revolve around the world, but instead the Earth revolved around the sun. A stupid, nonsensical idea that Rafał immediately dismisses as he goes home confident that he can disprove that idea in a single night.
It's heliocentrism. That's so cool.
As he starts thinking, as he starts entertaining the thoughts, mapping out the models, doing everything he can to dismiss the theory only to find himself falling deeper into it, he realizes something terrifying. Shit. What if this idea is actually right? It's rare nowadays that I see a concept I have never seen before, but this one fit the bill perfectly. A series about dropping the biggest twist on Earth lore in human history while having to keep it secret from the church to avoid death? Sign me the hell up. This is Nicholas Copernicus' Vinland Saga star with some genuinely fantastic storytelling and characters. Outside of Dandan, this has been the new show I've been excited about the most. Take my advice. Go in blind 100%. And give this the 3-episode rule and you won't be disappointed. We got yet another...
Okay, yes, 3-episode rule, 100%. I mean, I was sold on episode 1 just because of the concept, but I don't want to talk too much about it just because I don't want to spoil anything. There's twists and turns that I never expected to happen in this. If you're not sold on episode 1, just watch till episode 3 and you'll see like whether you like it or not. it is an episode 3 type of show. Also, it is gonna be a 2-core, I believe. It's gonna be 25 episodes, so that's great. It's really good. Just the animation is fantastic. It's by Studio Madhouse. The music, the OST is so good. It's by Kensuke Ushie. So the same guy who's doing the OST for Dandan, who did the OST for Chainsaw Man, who did the OST for Devilman Crybaby, Dangerous in My Heart, and many others. So yeah, a fantastic OST. The voice acting is absolutely stacked. It's incredible. And yeah, obviously the animation is great. The story is really unpredictable. I'm currently playing catch up on it. I watched episode 5 recently. So I think episode 7 is came out yesterday, I think. So I'm still catching up to the actual ongoing story. But yeah, as of episode 5, there have been so many twists and turns that I didn't expect. It was fantastic. So please watch it if the concept intrigues you at all. I don't know. I still don't know how actually historically accurate this is. Like to actual, because it feels like it's telling the story of like kind of Copernicus and stuff like that. But I'm not sure how historically accurate to Copernicus this is gonna be. But yeah, because Copernicus was Polish, right? So it's really cool. If you're interested at all in like heliocentrism, geocentrism, and just history in general, or astronomy, or physics, I feel like it's a really, really good show for that. So yeah, I recommend it a lot.
I Can Fix Him quirky romance story about a girl getting into arranged marriage with a downright psychopath of a man that could only ever lead to the most toxic relationship of all time. You don't need to be a genius to see that this is just a bad idea. If you asked him what item best describes him, it'd probably be this. I mean, just look at him. I gotta ask, girls, is this the kind of man you really want? Do you really think he can be fixed? I just think that...
I can fix them.
Sydney, I'm hey,
I can fix them. I can fix them.
I'm hijacking this video to give you a public service announcement.
Yes!
Ladies, are you tired of the same old boring anime nice guy love interest? Don't you want a fictional man with a little bit of spice to him? A man who's so infatuated with you, so obsessed with you, that he will protect you, keep you safe, even kill for you! In a fictional setting. Sure, he might be a little mentally unstable. Sure, he might break a few laws. But he will worship you like the goddess you are! Like the goddess you deserve to be! Take your boring vanilla protagonist.
Damn, call him out. Call him out.
Why do we keep ignoring the undeniable fact that a little bit of crazy is just that little bit hot? Again, in a fictional setting. So I say to you, we don't want to fix him. We don't want him to be fixed. I hereby declare, I proudly let him ruin my life.
I apologize about that, guys. I assure you, we only promote healthy relationships in this household. Okay.
What's with the stock music?
What do we got next?
The stock music, dude. That was a speech. You know it's gonna be a mess of an anime when Sydney stands for it. I'm pretty sure she's caught up to the manga. She said, which is absolutely crazy. You know it's gonna be a mess. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it or not. That was one of the shows that was kind of on my radar when I watched the trailer. I was like, this could end up being actually really good. The art style is really unique. The synopsis seems very shoujo-esque, so I wasn't sure whether, or not shoujo-esque, but like, I don't know. It seems very I Can Fix Them-esque. So yeah, I don't know. Is it good? Maybe.
More Danmachi. All right, let's see.
Oh, I saw so many people talking about Danmachi. I've only seen season 1, like many years ago. This. What happened? My page crashed. But yeah, that screenshot I've seen everywhere on Twitter. Everywhere. Wait, let me go back. My YouTube crashed. Okay, yeah, here it is. So yeah, I've seen this everywhere. Like her comparing her to her season 1 form. I don't know what her name is. I don't remember anything from season 1 because I watched it when it first aired X amount of years ago. But yeah, I remember seeing this everywhere.
Gentlemen,
Can't blame
are you
him.
tired of the same old boring anime nice girl love interest? Mecha Ude. The story behind this production is almost as interesting as the story of the show itself. The brainchild of Sai Okamoto, a young, ambitious animator who had a dream of directing her own anime. She put together a team and a Kickstarter, raising $65,000 to fund a pilot, which after years of delays and struggles, her and her newly formed studio Trife managed to complete it. But the dream didn't end there. That was clearly just a stepping stone to a much grander vision,
it good?
which they announced last year to confirm that a full anime series was in production. And now, 8 years after the original Kickstarter,
That's crazy.
this
8
is
years.
what they have to show for it.
Let me guess then. Whoa! Whoa! That's sick. Okay, that reminds me of Mob Psycho. That's sick.
One quick look, and you can immediately tell what the influences are. Glorious, over-the-top action, wearable limbs that are also sentient, Hiroyuki Sawano doing the soundtrack.
That's
if I didn't know any
insane.
better, I would have thought this was an
Gurren
offshoot
Lagann.
team from Studio Trigger, but that doesn't stop it from standing out from 90% of the other anime you usually see.
I swear to God, if you put Uzumaki next,
It's a loud, in-your-face, bombastic action show that wears its influence on its sleeve, fueled by the passion of the people behind it. This project is clearly a dream come true for the creators involved, and while the plotline might not be something we haven't seen before, I am sincerely hoping they are able to pull off something special, so I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this.
that's it.
Oh hey, a harem anime
Okay,
where a
good.
guy moves into a shrine and has to pick one of 3 lovely
Oh,
shrine
I
maiden
saw the
sisters
trailer
to
for
marry.
this.
I think I've seen this exact plot line like 5 times before.
Yeah,
One of them was
Tempuru.
Tempuru, and the other 4 were definitely hentai. This feels like an anime that jumped straight out of the mid-2000s. The first 10 minutes was a goddamn speedrun of every cliche harem anime trope you could think of. This could be
Hell
a nice
yeah.
comfort show, but it's gonna need to do something a bit different to really
Here
hook
it
you.
is.
Editor, can you rewind back just a bit? And again?
Culture.
That's the cutest
Culture.
fucking thing I've ever seen.
Absolutely
Another
culture.
show revolving around getting married? Is that what they're trying to tell me something?
Oh.
結婚ってそんなにいいものなのかな
Oh.
俺は結婚するって言って指輪をはめてただそれだけだよ結婚ってそんなにすごいことなのか
Here we have 2 co-workers who
That's
decide to
good.
stage
That's
an
really good.
entire fake marriage, lying to their co-workers, lying to their parents, going through an entire season-long Kaguya-style plan, all because they're afraid of being transferred to Anchorage, Alaska.
That's
Shout out
crazy.
to the 10 anime fans in Anchorage catching strays. Honestly, I'm excited to see
Damn,
more of
poor
romance
guys.
anime with adult characters. This is the type of setting we need more of. Not yet another high school romance with
I know
socially
this
awkward
OST.
teenagers. This time we got 2 socially awkward adults
Is this
so
Kaguya?
averse to social
It's from
interactions,
Kaguya, right?
they'd rather fake a relationship than just tell their boss they don't want to move to Alaska. So, you know, way more mature. Alright, an all-new original
Oh, Dragon Ball-
that was the very last thing Akira
Daima.
Toriyama was working on before he... Hold on a second. Sorry about that.
Okay,
I
yeah,
shut
that
my
was
window.
really
I
loud.
could hear the entire continent of South America from
Sure.
here. Seeing Toei splicing highlights of the Buu arc with modern animation, I get the feeling it's only a matter of time before they decide to do a modern remake. But this time, the entire cast have been turned into kids in what looks like a new adventure with OG Dragon Ball vibes.
The animation
Not
looks
gonna lie
crisp.
though, Goku being a kid isn't gonna stop his fans from saying, well, you know, he's still strong, he can still beat All Might, he can still beat Gojo. Well, Dragon Ball fans,
That's a
maybe,
spoiler.
can he beat this?
Ah, blue box. Okay, wait. Let me pause before we go into the blue box. So Dragon Ball. I've seen the original Dragon Ball actually recently. I didn't watch it as a kid. I watched it when I started watching anime. So I watched all of original Dragon Ball, and then I watched about half of Dragon Ball Z around episode 190. That's like 2/3 about. And it was fun. It was fun. I never finished it because I was never really into it, but it was fun. I heard that Dragon Ball Daima, I've seen some clips from it and it looks fantastic. Dragon Ball fans have just been, I don't want to say they've been eating good, but there's been a lot of Dragon Ball stuff coming out recently, obviously because of everything that's been going on. So like Sparkling Zero and then Dragon Ball Daima. So there's been a lot of really cool Dragon Ball stuff coming out, and that's great to see. Blue Box is fantastic. It looks gorgeous. Look at the art. Look at this. And the voice acting is insane as well.
Ah, woman basketball. Last season we had a jam-packed, all-you-can-eat buffet of great romance
that's a
anime
great
to pick
meme.
from, and this season's heavy hitter seems to be this. Blue Box.
Yep.
I know I said earlier I was looking for a romance outside of a school setting, but I might just have to make an exception for this one because
Look at
this
this
was a
art.
full-on
Look at
instant
this.
shot straight into my veins. Not only does it clearly have high production values, especially among the other Blue anime, but it also really looks like they are not shying away from the sports aspect of this show either. You've got your tournament arcs, promised go to
Shut up, Joey.
nationals, an adorable romance brewing between 2 characters dedicated to their sports. This looks like a real 50-50 split between a sports anime and a
Fuck off.
romance drama. Manga readers have talked this one up, so I'm expecting a lot of good things. And I'm interested to see how they end up tying the romance to them
Good
hitting
one,
their
tying.
goals.
雑念が入るたび腹筋30回しよう
Saitama.
あれもう行くの春休みなのに
Is
早いね
that
There's a show called
Baki?
Kimi wa Mero-sama,
Okay,
or the
so
official English
so let me talk about Blue Box just because I am watching it on the channel. Absolutely fantastic. I watched episode 6. Episode 7 should be out on Japanese Netflix. I can't find it for some reason. It should have come out like 2 days ago, but I still can't find it. So I don't know what happened there, but yeah, I wasn't able to find it yet. I'm gonna watch it as soon as I find it anywhere. But yeah, it's really, really good. Like, I love how grounded the characters are. Especially, man, Chinatsu is just such an incredible character. I absolutely love her. Like, Hina is great as well. As like the gremlin third wheel character, if you will. But Chinatsu is just such an incredibly grounded and realistic character. And one thing that I love about Blue Box, I wanted to say Blue Lock. Blue Box is, I feel like I know people who are actually just like the characters in the show. That's one thing that I feel like is a big selling point, is just how realistic it is, and how people, you probably know people who are just like some of the characters in the show. And that's the main thing that I feel like is really, really good about Blue Box. It's just fantastic. Yeah, I feel like it's just really grounded, really good. And I love how much sports are involved in the story. It's not just a romance, it's a sports romance, and you can feel it. There's a lot of sport in it. And I really, really appreciate that. It's really good.
name, You Are Miss Servant. A great name because as someone who knows a little bit of
It looks like
Japanese,
Komi
I can
and Yor.
confirm it's pretty hard to find an accurate translation of the word Medo.
Maido.
Can't think of any word at all. This is basically Violet Evergarden meets that crazy maid from Black Lagoon.
Okay,
It's
or
cute,
that.
but also she's a kudere, so I don't think I'm going to be able to connect with her that much.
変わらず足の良し悪しの判別なんてつき
Oh,
はしない
that's just
On
like
second
you for
thought, she might
real.
fit right into trash taste. For anyone looking for a magical girl anime, we got
Oh, this looks
Aqua Trip,
good.
aka PG-13 gushing over magical girls. But the one
Ah.
I got my eye on is Magi Lumiere. For
Both-
a satirical,
both look really
grounded
good.
take of magical girls where they fight the biggest evil of all. Corporate management. This may be a magical girl anime with fantasy elements, but I don't think we're going to get a more true-to-life representation of the job hiring process in the modern day.
Oh, so the maid animes looked really good. Those are again some of the, or not maid anime, magical girl anime. Those two were really on my radar as well. They looked fun. One of them, yes, as he said, is looked like a PG-13 version of Gushing Over Magical Girls, which, I mean, I watched that on the channel, and that was absolutely fantastic. I can't wait for season 2 that's been announced. That was really fun. But yeah, I feel like boiling it down to a PG-13 version of it, it feels like, I don't know. I was thinking about it, but I was like, you know what? If it ends up being really good, I'm going to hear people talking about it. But I didn't hear anything about it, so I didn't decide to watch it. The same thing with the other one. That's about like corporate Japanese society mixed with magical girls. And I was like, it looks good. The actual concept sounds really good, but I'm gonna see if people talk about it. I haven't like seen a single person talk about it, so I don't know. Same with this one, the Demon Lord in Cyberpunk 2077, right? I was thinking about watching it, but I think did one of the Hololive girls, did like Toa or something appear in this? Like, I'm pretty sure she did. I'm pretty sure I saw that clip from this, but that's about it. Oh.
I stand corrected. This one was surprisingly enjoyable. You've got an all-powerful demon lord with unmatched potential, a mastery of deadly magic, is able to bend the entire world to his
That's
will.
crazy.
He gets resurrected 500 years later into a cyberpunk world where his legacy is forgotten, his followers have moved on, and technology
Just
has rendered
Anos,
his
but
all-powerful
further in the future.
magic completely useless. Motherfucker just got the true Ztrack experience. It's a mishmash of such a
Sure.
wide variety of tropes, genres, and settings, and somehow it works. You're seeing Anos
Is it
Voldigo
good?
getting
Yeah.
humbled and being
Here it is.
forced to survive in the
Anos.
world of Cyberpunk 2077, where the show
Okay,
asks,
thank
what
you.
can even a demon lord do when he has no job prospects, no qualifications, no experience to speak of, and no practical
Oh,
skills
this
that would be
OST.
useful at all?
Of course.
He becomes a Twitch streamer.
Of course.
This is getting a bit too real. The corporate experience doesn't end there, though.
Trillion
As we have an anime
Game.
about an unlikely duo rising up to become
Is
the
it
world's
Madhouse?
first trillionaires.
I think it's
Their
Madhouse,
secret?
right? Studio
Spend
Madhouse?
all their early investments on stupidly expensive office chairs like this. Like, okay, I'm not looking for the most realistic story in the world, but how's that gonna help?
It's a Herman Miller chair. Oh,
These
shit.
guys are going to be trillionaires, I tell you. They know exactly what they're doing. This is 100% based on reality.
Oh my God.
Like how a lot of the internet's reacted to this. When you hear a title like My Wife Became an Elementary School Student, you're probably
This was, oh my God, this was such a toxic time on Twitter. Or not toxic, but like, I mean, it was Twitter doing Twitter things. Like, they heard the title. They did not look at any of the actual synopsis of this. And they were like, dude, this is just horrible. How could they come up with this kind of idea? And then you look at it and it's about a person who's trying to cope with the loss of their, the loss of their loved one, of their wife, right? And just, it looked from the trailer, honestly, it got me emotional just looking at the trailer of this because it looked really, really, really emotional, really good. I don't know if it is or if it isn't good, but based on the synopsis in the trailer, it just looked really, really sweet and emotional.
going to be like, damn. They're letting Drake fund anime now? But
Damn, called out.
This is a ridiculous title that misrepresents the type of show that this is. 10 years on, after a man lost his wife to illness, he and his daughter have never gotten over it. A shadow of the people they used to be, nothing has truly filled that hole that their wife and mother had left when she passed away. Until one day, when she shows up at their door as a reincarnated 10-year-old kid.
Stop!
Except, no, the family gets a second chance to spend precious time together.
Jesus
The
Christ.
father rediscovers his purpose. The daughter gets her motherly role model back that she was missing. But as the episodes play out, you feel this melancholic atmosphere. We're all armed with the knowledge that these happy times can't last forever. Eventually, they're going to have to face the reality of the situation, and you're sitting there, prepping your heart for when that ball is finally going to drop. It's a story about coping with the loss of a loved one and how to move on from that. And while the title is bait as hell, it could have been worse. I mean, what if it was this exact title, except, oh no.
Oh, that's
Uzumaki. Junji Ito is one of the most influential mangakas in the horror world, producing some of the
Here
most
we go.
unnerving,
I have things to say
terrifying stories
about
you
this.
can find in the medium. True works of art that deserve an anime that give them justice. But time after time after time again, people have attempted to adapt his work, and every single time without fail, it has resulted in an anime that was more cursed than the stories it was adapting. That is, until 5 years ago, a trailer was released on what is arguably his
5
magnum
years ago.
opus, Uzumaki.
5
And the most
years.
terrifying thing about this was,
It looked
unthinkably, it actually looked good. This was it. The last chance. If this didn't work, there was no hope in hell a good adaptation could ever be done. Just one more time, we can hope. Then, radio silence for 5 whole years.
I have things to
Until
say.
today, when I'm proud to say they finally did it. They actually did it, boys. Look at this. This is beautiful. It's unnerving. It's everything a Junji Ito adaptation should be. They did it. They really did it.
Here it goes. That scene, okay, that scene, yeah.
I hate everything.
Still has more animation than Blue Lock? Yes, it does. But okay, I have things to say about Uzumaki. I think okay, so episode 1 obviously was some of the best animation that I've seen in any anime, especially with this unique art direction and stuff like that, right? It was really, really good. Like, episode 1 was absolutely fantastic, so unnerving. Every episode after that, yes, it was a huge downgrade from it, but I still was extremely unnerved. I can see some people said that the pacing wasn't good, it was way too fast-paced, and okay, that's one thing, 100%. I can see that. I didn't feel it as much as maybe some of the manga readers because they knew the original pacing. Me as an anime only, I didn't feel it as much, but still, at some point you could feel it being a bit fast. The animation itself, yeah, at some points it looked very clunky and stuff like that, but I think the art direction, it was so unique that I was still very unnerved by it. Also, the voice acting was absolutely fantastic. Like, Shuichi's voice was absolutely incredible. His VA was, like, it was so incredible. Also, I love the direction with the OST. I think it was really, really good. At some points, there was no OST. At some points, it was very subtle. Like, the OST was really good. I just found it very unnerving throughout the entire run. There, as I said, there were some moments that it takes you out. And yes, it's a shame that it wasn't as good as episode 1 was. But for me, it was still like a 7.5, like, all in all. Like, episode 1 was like a 9.5, maybe even a 10 out of 10. But every subsequent episode, yes, it was worse. But all in all, as an experience, I was still very unnerved. And there was some very gross scenes. It was just, the ideas in it were really good. It was still a very much, I'm still glad that I watched it because I still think it was a very much an anime that's still worth to watch. And At least if you're interested in those kind of ideas, right? So yeah, I still think it was very much enjoyable. Or enjoyable in a sense, it was very unnerving, very disgusting, very horrifying at times, even with the subpar animation. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Uzumaki. So now that we finished the video, what else am I watching this season? Am I only watching one more anime? Wait, let me go through everything that I'm watching in my head. I think I'm only watching one more seasonal anime, and that is Love Live Superstar Season 3. And yeah, that's also one of my favorites this season. That's why it's hard for me to decide what's my favorite. But yeah, that's also up there. But apart from that, wait, am I watching anything else? I feel like there's gotta be one more. Maybe not. Maybe that's it. So yeah. Okay. Anyways, this season, as I said, I feel like this video has been a banger. I'm gonna leave it down in the description, by the way. The original video. Make sure to go and check it out as well. So yeah, this season, the reason why I don't think it's as good as the previous one is just because there's not as many anime that interest me. There are some bangers this season, like Dandan, like ReZero. I mean, all of the ones that I'm watching, or Blue Box, and Love Live, of course. They're all bangers. But yeah, there's not as many anime that I am interested in. Last season I watched like what, 11 anime, I think, 11 or 12, and all of them were like really good. I really enjoyed them. This season there's only a few, so that's a shame. But yeah, I think next season is gonna be stacked, so I'm excited for next season as well. But yeah, all in all, incredible video, great season, and yeah, that's all for me. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.